Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Last night was an intense display of nature's raw power for Wisconsin residents.
An EF1 tornado was confirmed by the National Weather Service near Keshena. And throughout the state, there was drenching rain falling on our roads and lightning lit up the sky. A church in southern Wisconsin learned this fact intimately when lightning apparently zapped its steeple, setting it aflame. This was the town of Jefferson, with residents recalling that they heard a great boom that shook the entire community. Fortunately, the crews were able to put it out and no one was hurt. Going over to Sturgeon Bay now, the utility services there posted a heads up to its customers that the overnight rain caused some serious issues to the systems and that the wastewater plant is now at maximum capacity. The company wants customers to limit the water use, things like a washing machine or flushing the toilet.
Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Patrick Powell, who has a radar review of the overnight severe weather. And Patrick, a lot of rain and lightning last night.
Yeah, it was a pretty intense line of storms as we were expecting, Mark. Now, the thunderstorms developed as we headed towards 11 o'clock midnight, mainly in northwest Wisconsin, and then was driving towards the southeast. You can see the first band moving east, and then that main batch pushing southward through the state. We had numerous severe thunderstorm reports with mainly wind damage, but some hail reports mixed in as well. You can see we did have a confirmed tornado touchdown just north of Keshena, ran 9 miles to about Berry Lake. Estimated path width about 90 yards. Started 2 miles northwest of Keshena, ended 4 miles west of Underhill. So that went 8.9 miles, 90 yards wide, and basically through the Legend Lake area. We have scattered rain showers and thunderstorms that had moved through overnight, some with extraordinarily heavy rain from Anago, crossed through Marinette County, and then down through Door County, where 1 to 3 inches was common, and then 1 to 2 inches through the Fox Valley, and then down through Manitowoc and Sheboygan counties. We'll take a detailed look at the remainder of the forecast coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, Patrick, thanks. And from that hail and waterlogged yards to toppled trees and washed out roads, the early morning storms were causing some widespread damage throughout northeast Wisconsin.
Fox 11's Emily Matesic shows us the destruction left behind.
There were no tee times at Wander Springs Golf Course in Denmark on Tuesday, as uprooted trees and standing water covered parts of the course. Similar scenes unfolding in other parts of northeast Wisconsin, too. In De Pere, some residents woke up without electricity. WPS crews and others worked to get the lights back on and the debris cleared by late morning into early afternoon.
While the wind toppled trees and took out power lines during the early morning storm, it was the water that caused the most amount of damage.
The water's pretty powerful, and there was a lot of it this morning.
This is County Highway U in Door County, where it meets Rosewood Road.
Over the night, they got 5 inches plus of rain, and everything washed out. With that, the culvert couldn't handle the water, and it started washing out the road around it.
The Door County Highway Department telling Fox 11 this gaping hole is about 20 feet wide and 12 feet deep. This 6-foot wide culvert failed under intense water pressure. The road unstable and continuing to collapse.
It's not a spot to come look at, really. The edges are unsafe. It's just like any cliff top type thing. It can collapse at any time.
Just a few miles south, still on County Highway U, Kewaunee County authorities are dealing with a similar situation.
It really all started to culminate around 6 o'clock this morning. We started to see the real effects of a lot of that cascading, literally cascading water issues as it continued to move its way downstream.
While not as big as the Door County road washout, this culvert failure has forced the closure of the road as crews wait for an appropriate time to start repairs.
Mother Nature does things to us and we're not in control, and it's a reminder that, you know, sometimes our things are exposed to the elements and need to be replaced and maintained and upgraded. And so in this case, you know, the culverts weren't up to the job that we had with the tremendous amount of rain that fell in just a couple hours.
While the cleanup from the storm will take much longer than the storm itself, the fact only property was damaged and people are safe is what county officials tell us matters most. In northeast Wisconsin, Emily Matesic, Fox 11 News.
Live outage maps for WPS show that less than 1,000 customers right now are without power. We Energies, meanwhile, has a few more at 400 customers without power. And when severe weather moves through your area, snap some photos if you can safely do so. Scan the QR code that you see on your screen. That will take you directly to the chime-in section of our website. There you will just click on Submit Content to send us your photos and your videos. And you may just see them live on air.
So walk me through kind of what, the storms came through last night. What did Kewaunee County wake up to this morning?
So there was wind damage and some localized power outages right in the moment, but the biggest impact of the storm was definitely with the heavy rains. We did see, some localized flooding and some damage to one of our roads.
Talk about that damage and what happened.
Yep, so County Highway U up in the northeast portion of our county did have 3 separate small road closures where the road isn't passable right now. One of them, a culvert failed, another one, a culvert is clogged with sediment, and the third, the water is just too high and it's over the road.
We've had a lot of rain lately in these storms that kind of came through. Were you surprised with what happened, or I know you saw the damage where the road has been kind of washed away, just kind of your reaction to that?
Yeah, I guess it's Mother Nature does things to us and we're not in control, and it's a reminder that, sometimes our things are exposed to the elements and need to be replaced and maintained and upgraded. And so in this case, the culverts weren't up to the job that we had with the tremendous amount of rain that fell in just a couple hours.
Yeah, so what's the process from here as far as getting everything fixed and roads open and stuff like that?
Thanks, yep. So we have the 3 separate small closures. One of them, the water will come down and that road will be appropriate to reopen at that time. The second one, we're working on reopening a culvert that got clogged by sediment. So hopefully that's relatively simple to reopen. And then the third, where we did have a culvert fail, there's a little bit of washing out under the road, and so we need to let the water tell us when it's ready for us to install a new culvert. We've ordered one, so that should be on site soon. And then as soon as it's safe to do so, we'll replace the culvert and make that road passable again.
It sounds like the forecast is pretty dry for the next few days, so that'll help get rid of the water that's there. I know county guys said that the water has definitely gone down since this morning when this kind of first happened, so there is a little bit of relief in sight.
I hope so. It definitely came down quite a bit since this morning already, but the weather's not up to us, and I guess there's some rain predicted for Friday or the weekend, so we have a window here where hopefully we can get the work done.
Anything else you think's important? These are, I showed you the pictures from the Door County incident. Where thankfully no one was injured in any of these incidents.
I'm not aware of any reported injuries. All the homes that are in the area are still accessible through detour routes, so that's good. Nobody's isolated because of it. So yeah, I guess that it's always unfortunate when you have damage and the potential for someone to get hurt, but we're grateful that we got out of this one with just needing to do some road work as opposed to having people in danger or hurt.
Okay, and is all the power back on in the county? Do you know yet, or working on it?
I don't personally know,
okay.
But I don't believe it's a major issue that we expect to be ongoing.